So I'm going to show how to change the manual transmission fluid on a second generation XB. This is a 2009. So step one, remove the air box, which normally sits here. As part of that, I just disconnected this, the 3 bolts that were inside the bottom of the box, the air box. I think there's one bolt on the back. You can see this is what it slides into. On these, let's see, I've got one there. You can see these aren't the kind you push in and then pull out. You actually grab that little tab and pull it out. So I'd be pulling it this way, and then you can slide it off the metal so it would actually pop up. Pop up. So pull that out towards you, then slide the whole thing up and off of it. So that's how I got that off on the back side of the airbox. This is going to be your fill tube. It's 24 millimeters or 15/16, and you can get a straight shot on it. Just go down. I disconnected this here using the same method, and then that one there. Both those clips popped off using that same method I just described. So you should be able to get a funnel or something else in there to refill it, and that comes off right there. That one. I already pre-loosened it, obviously, and then I'll show you the bottom here in a second. We're about to pop underneath here, but just wanted to show you what I used. The area between the drain plug and the car itself, you're going to see is real tight. So I just used, this is 15/16, but I used one of these adapters. It's a 1/2 inch to 3/4 there, so it sticks in the back. Then you can actually stick a 3/4 on this, which is what I have here, and that made it pretty easy. Just slips in there. That gives you enough clearance. If you try and use a regular ratchet or socket set, it's going to be too wide. It just comes out a little bit further, and you just can't make that clearance. So that's what I used. So here we are underneath on the driver's side. I'll try and zoom out so you can see the tire there, and that right there is the drain plug there. It's 24 millimeters or 15/16, and that's where you're gonna have the hard time if you got too big of an area there between the two. Just not gonna fit. So a typical socket and ratchet's not going to go there, at least mine didn't. So I showed that setup that I had before, and I just used that to loosen and tighten it. Should note, I think there's a crush ring, an O-ring, or maybe it's just a regular O-ring, I don't know. But if you pull that out, make sure you keep that or get a new one. That way you don't forget to put that back in there. The other fill hole is going to be there. And it's also the same size, 24 millimeters, 15/16. So once you empty it, put this back in, you're obviously going to fill it till you see fluid come out of there. And you're going to want to be on kind of a flat surface to do that. There you go, so I'm going to fill it. Just got a long funnel. It's a straight shot. Should be pretty easy. And that kind of points out exactly where that hole is a little bit more. Alright, basically done. I've finished up. I'm just going to do everything in reverse because I kind of didn't do a video of it on the way in. So, of course, make sure that your fill plug is in tight. I'm going to reattach these 2 connectors that we took off. Just kind of line them up. Should slide right on. And then that one right there slides on there. So that's clipped in. This is going to go, you can see from the connector on the back there, this is going to go towards the back. Slide it on. It's got to go over this here, obviously, right there. You line up your 10 millimeters. These 3 are all 10 millimeter. Probably just fast forward this or turn it off for a second. Alright, so we got that in. 2 things to note that I didn't do before. One, you should probably disconnect the battery. Anything that's metal touches the hot terminal, plus anything that's grounded, going to be bad. I didn't, but I was just kind of cautious, and probably better to just have disconnected that and not had it in the way. Other thing was I disconnected this one connector, and that is the kind that you just push in and then pull off. So it's the exact opposite of the other style where you pull out like these here. You pull, let me see if I can zoom in on that. You're going to pull out and then up. These you push in at the top and then pull off. And it's easy, and then just tighten that down and you're good to go. And then this is everything put back together. So that's on there. This is tightened up. This is on. You got to clip this air box in the back. There's kind of like 2 hooks. You just got to stick it into and snap it down. And then of course you do your metal snaps on the side. There's 3 of them. And you should be good to go.